Thank you for that, Jim. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sam Taylor. I work as alluded for the Florida Department of Transportation, Tampa Bay area. I'll be covering the Pilot transponders and the LED road flares. I think we can all agree on how important some of these safety initiatives are for men and women out there physically working in the field. So we'll touch base on a couple of cool products. I will go over what our district actually covers for those that are not in the state of Florida, and we'll work on the rest. To put our district into perspective, Florida is a decentralized network of about 7 districts, plus including the Turnpike. Our district, being District 7, is in the Tampa Bay area. We cover roughly 5 counties and manage 2 additional counties for our sister districts further south of us. Counties including Hillsborough, Pasco, Pinellas, Hernando, and Citrus. And some of those might sound kind of funny for you guys that are out of the state, but they are very close inside with each other compared to how our Orlando district, where Disney World is at, over in District 5. We cover 3 of our major interstates here on 275, I-4, and 175, 375 are kind of sisters to 275, little cutoff roads, as well as managing 75. We have 4 major bridges over in the Tampa Bay area. We have our Courtney Campbell Causeway, our Howard Franklin, which is undergoing extensive road work to project some nice express lanes here in the near future. Gandy Boulevard, and the famous Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Looking at the pictures that you guys see on the screen, you have our breakdown of our districts in Florida, District 7 being the arrow. Our district is located on the southwestern side of Florida. Below that, you'll see a map of our road ranger coverages. It's kind of a little bit small, but you kind of see the areas that some of our road rangers do travel are pretty far. We have a lot of rural routes up north on 75 where these road rangers have to make with what they have, with what they got to keep everybody safe out there. Map to the right is kind of what the program that they use in their computers called the RIMS, Road Ranger Information System. This dictates where these road rangers are at via their GPS and their AVL data. It shows them where they're at on the map, as well as including an overlay of their physical zone. So you can kind of see where they're traveling. So just to put that into perspective of how far out these guys are physically patrolling. So some of these safety initiatives could really help save a life when you have one guy out there on a 30, 40 mile stretch. Moving on to the historical timeline that we're going to talk about today with our Pilot transponders. For our district, District 7, the Pilot initiative design really began in March of last year. We initially started with 2 sets in 2 trucks, believe it or not, and one Pilot transponder, which we'll go over further in the next couple slides. Some of these 2 pilots were placed in the overnight supervisor truck. The supervisor is a roam truck. So they go throughout our district, and they don't have a set zone, but they can kind of touch base on policies and procedures and making sure other guys and gals of the team are holding up their end of the bargain and making sure they're keeping everybody safe out there, as well as keeping themselves safe. After that, in April, the following month, we created a training presentation with an in-depth video presentation that was shared with all of our supervisors. The training was also shared with the Traffic Management Center, or the TOCs as other states would call it, with the operators, so they can assist these supervisors and be informed of the new equipment that our fleet was using, as well as provide overnight technical support to a certain extent in case they had any questions. There was a lot of positive feedback from our road rangers. They're a big hit with our fleet in District 7. We received overwhelming positive responses and positive feedback from everybody out there, including motorists, citizens, myself included. The durability of these, the battery, the hold, the convenience, ease of use, and increased visibility, it all ties into a bigger picture of keeping everybody safe out there. And again, we're going to go over some of the great features here soon. Based on a lot of those good feedbacks and the good return of the investments, we went ahead and purchased a secondary set for another one of our trucks in a longer set zone. It was put into an evening supervisor truck, and this was kind of the test during our rush hour and sunset type lighting conditions. With 4 sets of these 10 pilots, all of our road rangers began trying different uses for them, and seeing what they can do to accomplish all in the name of safety, figuring out where they can put the cones at, where they can put these pie lights at. If they can attach them to a truck, they can put them on the side of the truck, they can carry them with them. So just coming up with different initiatives to try to keep them safe. It is a new product for them, so they just want to make sure what is going to work best for them, you know. Throughout the continued communication with Pi-Light, we started looking into purchasing the cloud subscription, aka the Pi Link, which is what we're going to talk about next. This subscription allows a somewhat a cloud connection with other mapping software, public mapping softwares like Waze, Google Maps, Apple Maps, and etc. Since the department did have reservations on subscription costs of the physical devices, reoccurring subscriptions, we have an in-house consultant with our IT tech team that is currently collaborating to see if they can enhance our Road Rangers ABL software and data to include pop-up communications with Waze. That is still in the works. We're working pretty heavy on it, and if we can come up with a positive solution and another safety initiative, we can kind of branch out and release that to all the key stakeholders. As of today, before we get into the nitty-gritty, all of our Road Rangers in our fleet are currently outfitted with one, if not two, of these Pi lights. We have one additional truck with a Pi Link transponder that is still currently working. And again, we'll go over those initiatives here in a second. We are still going to continue to work with our IT staff in ways just to see if we can kind of integrate that language to where we can communicate our data to our public mapping software. So hopefully everybody that is driving out there that's using the Waze, and even better with Google Maps, can see that there is a road ranger or a first responder on the side of the road using this device. Moving on to the Pi-Light, there we go. We have some sequential road flares and the Pi Link transponders. The first being the physical device, you know, the Pi Link, the Pi-Light flare. They come in sets of 4, 6, and 10. They synchronize with multiple sets. You have multiple units that are pulling up on scene. They kind of communicate together with them. They have only a 6-hour charge time, a bunch of unique different flash patterns, I believe 4, 5 different sets. You have a slow sequential, fast sequential, and a solid light. They're lightweight, they're versatile. You could throw them down a mountain, you could run them over with a semi. They're still going to shine till the day they die. They're visible from up to 1,000 meters away. We have tested this 360 degrees horizontally and about 180 degrees vertically. And they automatically actually detect orientation. So if you smack them on the back of a truck, they're going to shine LEDs outwards toward oncoming motorists. You put them underneath a cone, it's going to shine that LED diode straight up to illuminate the cone. A little bit about the Pi Link transponder. This kind of allows the Pi-Light device to communicate with Waze. This is a really special feature. It has 2 parts to it, as well as having 2 physical parts. When road rangers or safety service patrol are on scene, they can press a button on this transponder, sends that alert straight to Waze. They have to do no prior user input to that. Or when they take one of these physical Pi-Light flares off of the briefcase and attempt to deploy it, automatically sends that link out to Waze, showing that there is a first responder or whatever you guys categorize it as it appears on Waze. I mean, it'll tell you, hey, somebody's on scene. This is the location. It goes off of a cellular network, and it is very accurate. Moving on to some of the Pi-Light uses. I have a couple videos I wanted to share with you guys. On the first video, just to kind of clarify, when you remove these from the case, it activates and it's very bright. They also sync together. So when it goes off the first one deployed, you put a second one down, those two communicate, and so on and so forth. You can put 20 down. They're going to have a nice little runway for you guys for the oncoming motorists further upstream of the incident. They kind of give that advance warning. 20-hour run time. I've tested this physically in my office, left them on overnight. Shine bright as day. Road rangers do use these in low light conditions and other areas where lighting is kind of scarce on those rural routes where you have a street light every mile. All of our road rangers, again, are equipped with a 10-set briefcase of these, and I'm aware that other TOCs are still employing these same equipment across the states that also have nothing negative to say about them. In the videos that we go over, you can kind of see on the first video, we have a road ranger that's walking through up to the incident scene. You have the illumination set pattern as a sequential marker. Once this road ranger gets further up the way in about 10 seconds, you'll kind of see him point to one of these cones up here. He's actually pointing to one that he did not put a pie light under, kind of showing the different visual aspects of it, showing this is a pie light lit cone, this is one without it, and just you can definitely see the difference of a cone that's lit up versus one that's not. Reflective or not, the ones that are lit up shine a lot brighter. On to the next video. We kind of have a short little traffic scene inside of a warehouse parking lot, just kind of set up a slower sequential pattern. We're going through some of these patterns. You have a quick pattern, a fast pattern, and the video did cut out, but we have a solid stationary pattern. So if you're sitting there for a long term, you can kind of just keep the cones illuminated physically without having a sequential pattern. Depending on the location, we have some videos that I did not show where motorists do not move right out of the way, and it all really depends on your advanced warning and how well that can be, and that does include secondary trucks, and it includes the hill position and where the incident scene is actually located at. To go over the piloting transponder really quick, it activates upon the flare deployment, and it deactivates upon you putting the flare back in and as the vehicle drives away. They can be moved from truck to truck, vehicle to vehicle, only needing a power source to work, and of course a cellular subscription that you set up with the Pi Light manufacturer. These text notifications, as you can see circled, can be completely adjusted up to 80 characters. And the programming, again, for the maps is done by Pi Light, so you do not have to worry about that. You just kind of have to let them in your life, make that subscription notification, make that payment, and they'll be able to set everything up for you. Moving on to the transponder a little bit more, they do have recurring costs. They are very flexible on the prices. I can't tell you what the prices are going to be for you. It's different for every district. It's different for every person that they physically talk to. Our district, as well as others, again, are still working on streamlining the process of using our AVL data in-house to post a public mapping service. And once we kind of fine tune that, we'll be able to reach out to other districts and other states to kind of show us how and the why and get you guys on board too. Wrapping things up, we always like to end with a positive PSA. January was Move Over month, but I think everybody should agree and will agree that every month should be Move Over month for all our first responders and safety service patrol workers. They're providing those critical services out there on one of the most dangerous environments that's on the side or physically, unfortunately, in the roadway. It's extremely important to slow down and move over for these emergency lights and these stopped safety workers. At the end of the day, we all want to get home, and we want everybody else to get home to their family and loved ones. So please remember to slow down and move over for emergency vehicle responders so you too can help save lives. I've also left my contact information below. So if anybody has any questions that we do not touch base in the Q&A, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.